Oh boy, the big boy speed update that many were dreading has finally dropped for, I believe, everyone or most players now. So this is the new speed update, which means that if you've ever played games like Pokemon or other turn-based games, rather than the first hit being random, there will now be an actual speed stat that dictates who goes first in a battle. Apparently, rescues are a bit broken right now, but we have a new dragon, we have a new collection for him, and we have a new skill skin for him as well. So we currently have this speed collection ongoing. And if you happen to collect 125 of these new Bolt boots, you can get your hands on the Turbo skill skin, which deals multiple hits for its electric attack, which sounds cool. Of course, he's a new dragon, a new mythical as well, and we have new quests for this. But of course now, if you go and check your dragons, you should be able to see this new speed stat on them. So like little Shelly here has 227 speed. But apparently the speed stats aren't 100% decided or known right now as to what exactly dictates who has more speed than another. I don't know if it's just completely randomized, like, hey, this dragon gets tons of speed, this one doesn't. But right now, this will show you which dragon will go first in a battle. So like we've got this boy that's now at 305 speed. Look at him go, what a crazy boy. I mean, there's going to be a few dragons. I've heard that apparently High Super has the highest in the game. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but we can't check it here anyway. But HVIPs are going to be decent, but I'm not sure if they're going to be some of the fastest in the game. Like we've got High Superstition here that's 328 speed, for instance. So it's going to be very different battling at the moment. But in terms of actually finishing off this collection, the way that you can finish off this collection and get all of these Bolt boots, it's stated in the news section of the game. So if we go and scroll down, this shows you a little trailer if you're interested in that, which basically just says, hey, speed's a thing now. But we have this speed collection from November 23rd to December 21st, which said collect Bolt boots from the calendar, missing dragon rescue, quests, arenas, offers, and the web store. So we've got missing dragon rescue, quests, arenas, offers are basically going to be, well, and calendar are more or less going to be the free-to-play ways of getting these boots. And so if we open up our quests, you'll see that we've got these new quests right now. We have the Neon quest, which requires the Neon Dragon, and you will get boots for this. Not very many. We do have the Bolt quests as well, where if you collect enough boots, you can unlock Bolt for, if you get 100 boots, you'll unlock the dragon, and then an extra 25 gives you the actual skill skin, and then you can do these quests here for more. But we might as well get in on these Neon quests straight away, because I mean, who doesn't want free booties? I know that I want free booties. But it is going to be very strange seeing these dragons with their little speed stats. And you'll see that the enemies have a lowered speed stat. We've got the higher speed stat, so it's displayed there. And there we go, we got the dragon for doing this quest, which, I mean, I don't know why that's a thing, we already had it anyway. But then we're going to get food, we're going to get a boot, we're going to get some more boots later on, and we're going to have to wait an hour between each of these. But we've got a week for each of these quests. We will be having more quests that require these dragons. So Poliwhirl, Atlantean, for example, are going to be some dragons coming up. So I highly recommend rescuing them if you don't already have them. While we're here, I'm also going to do my grid event quest, because why not? We might as well. But this entire concept of speed stat could be good in theory if things are balanced properly, but I worry very much in a game that is, you know, has lots of pay to win in it, that this could just end up being an incredibly pay to win mechanic if it's not handled properly. But then, like I said, we've got rescues, and you can rescue whatever dragon you want, but apparently it's a little bit funky at the moment, so rather than doing a legendary rescue straight away, I'm going to look for any VRs that we don't already have. So, like, do I really not have these dragons? I feel like I've had these dragons at some point, and now I just don't have them, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm very wrong. I must be wrong. Let's get a nice looking one. Let's get Diablo. Diablo's a nice one. Let's get Diablo. So when we go into these rescues, you will see immediately that we have boots on offer via these rescues. So we've got a boot there, we've got a boot there, we've got 2 boots there, we've got ×3 boots there, and wow, we have to face endurance karma? That's going to be an annoying boss. But, you know, it shouldn't be too difficult in theory, since missing dragon rescue is, you know, just regular old rescue. But let's see how this plays out with this new speed stat, because all of the dragons have speed stats. So, in theory, we should have all of these turns dictated by the speed stats. And you're immediately seeing why this is a problem, because now our dragons are just, instead of everyone getting one turn, then them getting a turn, we get a turn, they get a turn. Instead, now we are just getting absolutely booty slapped. Which is a scary, scary concept, which means that now our low-level, weak dragons just aren't actually going to be very good at this. So rescues as a whole are going to change a lot. So I get the feeling that now, rather than it just being the good old-fashioned, you know, throw your lowest level dragons in and just grind it, it may actually be a better idea to throw in, you know, maybe some lower level dragons, but at least have one higher level dragon in there so that they can just completely swamp the enemies, and you try and make it one of the fastest dragons that you can. The only problem with this is that now you're going to have to try and learn what every single dragon's speed stat is so that you know what your faster boys are going to look like. And plus, the problem is, even if you do have a high-level dragon, what if the enemies are just faster than it, and then one of your good dragons is just going to get completely destroyed by a bunch of little hussies, is what's going to happen. So this has definitely added a lot more nuance to the dragon rescue, and I think that ultimately it's probably at the detriment of the players. Again, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but you see that our dragon here just got 2 turns in a row, and in this case now we got to spank the enemies, so it's gonna be very weird, a weird adjustment, especially if this stays in permanently. Again, I don't know if any of these changes will remain permanent or not, but you know, I guess it's just going to be better for us to check. And it does tell us our speed stat here in the far right. It's like Jeremy, why is Jeremy so quick? He's like the biggest, bulkiest boy ever. There is no way he should be that fast. But you can see all these different speed stats on the right here, and of course the more empowered and such they are, the faster that they are. So we should be able to beat the enemies via that. Like, look at Milliam, 688, probably because of his empowerment. Oh wait, oh wee mama, that's what I like to see. But I don't know, can we in theory just put in one dragon and just completely annihilate the enemies? I guess we'll find out here. But a lot of changes to get used to. Like I said previously, tons of players said that they absolutely hated this update. I said that I wanted to see it implemented purely because I enjoy the chaos, but of course if it ruins all of our rescue stuff, then I'm not going to be as fond of it. But, you know, it is what it is, it's new stuff. At least they're trying out new things rather than just stagnating, and to be honest, I really do prefer this game with an actual, you know, definitive answer as to who goes first during a fight. But should that actually apply to rescues, or should it just apply to, you know, arena league battles? I think it probably would have been a lot better if they'd have just left this as an arena league thing rather than messing with the rescues, because seeing these enemies just get 3 hits or 2 hits at least in a row is quite depressing, as you can imagine. But this is New Dragon City, so plenty to get used to, and, you know, quests to do, new dragons to get, skills to get, so at least it's something. I mean, the easier rescues, I can't really see them being a bit of an issue, or any issue really at all, but it's mainly like the legendary rescues and such now. Like, imagine that before I've gotten to a point where I was able to one-cycle legendary rescues, and it seems like this has completely undone that now, because now there is no guarantee that we can even attack for multiple hits in a row, so that is kind of scary. And it means that our previous progress and what we would expect to be able to achieve is now gone. So now are we going to need more dragons than ever, or do we just need specific really good dragons and lots of duplicates of really specifically fast dragons maybe? It's weird. You know what? I'm enjoying this more than I thought that I would. I thought that I wouldn't care whatsoever, but I just know how angry people have been about this update in the testing phase and how angry they are about it right now, so I'm kind of enjoying it. Do I enjoy the suffering of others when it comes to Dragon City? Yes. Yes. Oh, look, it's my first slipper. I'm not going to stop calling them slippers. They look like slippers. I'm sorry. But yeah, we can get through this probably quite easily because of the rarity of the rescue. But of course, it's going to be a lot of rescuing and such to get enough bolt boots for the rest of these rewards. You know, if we can get at least, well, actually, we can get bolt just by getting 4 of these completed. So that's basically 40 of them. Which is kind of weird because then we're getting orbs of the Bolt Dragon and we're going to be unlocking him afterwards. So I guess the question is, do you want to immediately summon him or do you want to get all 100 and then get him naturally and then summon him? I suppose it's a bit strange. But anyway, 3 empowerment stars for him as well, I guess, so that we can do the quests. And then, of course, if we manage to get 125 somehow, then we can get that turbo skin. But I'm not holding my breath out for that one. But like they said, we should be having things like the calendar and that giving out further rewards. So like if we check our calendar, I can't see any right now. Maybe after the end of this month, or maybe they'll start adding them in. Maybe we'll get some freebies there. And I imagine we'll probably end up getting some in Dragon TV as well eventually. I can't see any today, but you know, if they add new stuff like that, they normally throw them in somewhere. But anyway, in terms of battling themselves, I guess I don't think I've got any arena battles that I really want to do much of yet. But let's just throw in some dragons as an example and see how the battle roughly plays out. If we get absolutely mogged, I'm not going to be surprised, but it will be expected, so that is fine. So like if we enter this battle here against these dragons, let's see how this goes. So we've got our boy, which is faster, which means that we get to attack first, which is beautiful because that is a strong attack. I love it. And it looks like Gluttonous is faster than that. Well, he's got a level 1. He's 616 speed. We're at 752, which means we're super fast. And then our Gluttonous is 371 speed, which is super duper slow. We don't like that. We don't like our slow boys. You know, it's just, I guess, an added part to all of this combat that's going on these days. It's a lot to keep your mind open to while you're trying to think of everything as you normally would. Not that these battles are too intense anyway. Maybe that's a good benefit of this speed system, the fact that before there just wasn't really a lot going on. But now we can hit. Maybe it is only 2 attacks max that they can get on your dragons, or like every time a new opponent comes in, it'll be a new hit that you could possibly do yourself first. Seems to be how it works, but you know, getting basically an extra turn on your opponent every single time is, well, absolutely nuts. It's kind of insane. But that one was quite an easy one there. And now if we reset, we are going to find, well, some difficult fights, but maybe these difficult fights have now turned into not as difficult fights. So I guess we'll try it out. Let's try another one quickly while we're here. Level 50s, this should be a really easy set of battles for us to take on. Famous last words right there, but I think just purely the fact that our dragon is a hell of a lot more empowered just, of course, gives us that much more extra speed to work with, which is fantastic if you have lots of dragons that are very empowered. But dragons that aren't very empowered, they're obviously going to have a struggle. Like our boy here was 578. She was 582, so she barely gets the first hit on us. Terrible. Terrible. But now we get to attack a second time. So there you go. She's just dead. Rip her. And then we get another attack. So that's 3 hits in a row now. And then your boy finally gets a hit in. We can get a hit in. And then it just plays out as normal. So 3 hits in a row. Oh, it's going to feel awful when this happens to you in the arena. Like, can you imagine when the opponent just absolutely mogs your entire team with like 1 dragon? Oh, it's going to suck. But there we go. We've also got our bolt boot from the arena. So we can get our arena bonus stuff, and we can get our bolt boots, and we can get our dragon orbs. And the bolt boots are guaranteed. So you're going to be wanting to grind as many of these bolt boots out of the arena as you possibly can. So I hope you've got some nice war dragons. If you don't, well, it's going to suck for you. Okay. Should we risk it for the biscuit with this one? We've got a very spicy plus 12% level 70 dragon here. I'm going to try this out purely just so that we can see how this speed stat works. He's got 980. Looks like we can just attack immediately after him. Superman D. Superman's D. That is not something that I wanted to be greeted with today. But hey, it is what it is. And yeah, we just get to attack this boy up to his death. That is beautiful, wonderful. And then we do get to attack this boy again for his first hit. So again, we get the first hit on this guy as well. We can swap out to another dragon. Like, I don't know, do we want to actually take out our dragon for this? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do in terms of leaving our boy alive. Oh god, he got to attack twice there. It's getting scary. I think we're going to have to sack our scaly boy this time around to finish off this battle. It's so scary when the enemies attack twice. And there you go. We got to attack twice, so that means that our scaly boy doesn't actually get taken out immediately, but they get 2 turns on this one. So I guess the number of arrows dictate how many additional hits they get to make at once. I don't know. This is messing with my poor brain. But I guess this is an easily won battle now, thanks to us getting that additional hit with our high scale. And then if we swap, and we swap onto this dragon, are they going to get hit? I thought so, yeah. So you can see that basically you're just swapping in dragons to die in this new metagame. You are just swapping them in to get brutally murdered in some instances, but at least our main dragon didn't die. Still, can you imagine being poor little Colossus Eternal getting swapped in just to get absolutely decimated? I feel so bad for him. It's like he didn't even get a chance on the battlefield, the poor boy. Anyway, should be interesting getting used to all of these new changes and also getting our new booties and such. Of course, we've got Usurpers, Wizards Hollow, who cares about that? There's nothing interesting there. But they did mention something about us getting additional offers and things like that for speed boots, which of course doesn't really interest me whatsoever in the slightest. But of course, if you do see any for extra boots, you can probably pay to win your way to victory with this new collection that's ongoing right now. But anywho skis, that is the new stuff to be aware of. So I will say that for these quests in particular, get your dragons ready so you can at least get some of these extra boots. With your rescues, make sure that you are grinding out whatever you can. If there's ever been a good time to collect new dragons and low ranking dragons, now's the time because, well, free boots, and you know, if you've got loads and loads of keys saved up like me, you can basically just keep going forever and getting more boots. Assuming you can actually do these rescues, that is. So I hope you've got some decent dragons to do it. But anyway, that is the new speed update. Let me know what you think. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you wish that they would delete it immediately? Let me know.